Hello and welcome to the final week, week 7 of season 5 of the Eternal Tournament Series. This is our final weekly open until we get to tomorrow will be the last chance qualifier, and then the invitation will be coming up on August 26th. So just a week from now. So exciting times, a lot of players with their last chance. But before we get to all that, I am Sir Rhino, and joining me in the booth today is Mark. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, Mark, aka Chibikawaii. Hope everybody else is doing fantastic as well. Rhino, what do you think about this match that we've got coming up?
We've got a matchup here of Paradox on Skycrag aggro and Moebius on what he's calling aReNGee combo. I don't know if I'd call it a combo deck, but it's got Hero of the People in it, so I think that's the whole combo idea here, where it's certainly synergy dependent. And yeah, this should be an interesting one. Both players bringing some cards we're not quite used to seeing on in the tournament scene, or really on the ladder, in different fashions here. So it should be a very exciting match.
And I'm looking over the deck list here, and I'm seeing what I'm pretty sure is actually your favorite card in the game right now. I'm looking at Bartholo. Could that be possibly the combo piece?
It's a good card to go with Hero of the People, but yeah, this aReNGee deck from Moebius. I guess now this faction combination is called aReNGee because Moebius says so. It's got, it's a pile of what I would consider good cards. Your Deep Forge Plate, your Harsh Rules, Statuary Maiden, Valkyrie Enforcer, Akaria, Slay, and then you've got this whole Hero of the People package lurking with Hero of the People, 1 Bart, 4 Piercing Grief to give your Hero of the People charge, lifesteal, and revenge. So the idea there is, like, on turn 5, you can play Hero plus Piercing Grief in the same turn and do some nasty things. Plus Piercing Grief just helps keep you alive. So it's got some kind of unfair angles going on. And also 4 Rise to the Challenge to find all of these crazy pieces and put them together for Protect to help protect everything as well. So it's playing pseudo control with a combo finish, but it's also just playing some good value mid-range cards. So pretty cool combination of stuff going on.
Yeah, I do actually really like the Rise to the Challenge package that's in this deck. It looks like they can get Ikaria, Deep Forge Plate, the Bartholo, and then on top of all your other, like, just value creatures, be it to the Valkyrie Enforcers, Statuary Maidens. Obviously, you can go get Hero of the People. So yeah, I think it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and on the other end, we've got Skycrag aggro, a deck we're certainly familiar with here at the tournament series. But Paradox has some interesting choices as far as developing this take on Skycrag. We see all-stars such as Yeti, Snowchucker, and Twin Barrel showing up here. Also notably, Flame Blast not in the list, or any Charchain Flails, maybe because of the latest patch changes, who knows. But some cool stuff going on with that I really want to see how this all works.
Yeah, it'll definitely be pretty interesting. I really want to see what he's doing with his magma javelins. I know we were having a little bit of an aside on there, but it does look like the match is starting, so we can shift our focus over there and then get back when they're actually boarding for this.
So the match is underway, and we get to see Paradox with a hand of premium sigils. Those just got added this week. Maybe one of the biggest changes to the ETS for this week is the premium sigils showing up. And it looks like the players are just waiting for the go-ahead. So we can talk a little bit more about these decks. But
how do you feel about the new premiums?
I love them. Buy them. Get them. They're great. My win percentage plummeted after I bought them, but I looked good losing. That's what.
That is. I do have to say what matters probably the most. Mm-hmm. So. I also noticed, did they enlarge the art area for all the cards, or just for the sigils?
Not for the sigils, but for the non-basic power. So the seats, banners, diplomatic seal, the monuments, All of those now have the same art circle shape and size as the sigils. So they're just a nice big circle. So it's supposed to look more consistent there. I like it. More artwork's always good in my book.
Yeah. And then, so what are your, are you kind of down on the Snow Chucker? I think Snow Chucker is pretty interesting, right? It's at least, I guess, guaranteed 1 point of damage.
I'm not down on Snow Chucker too much here. Yeah, it's guaranteed damage. You're always one to attack anyways. My favorite Primal Reckless card right now is Pearlescent Drake. I've been having a lot of fun with that. But yeah, Snow Chucker, it's guaranteed 1 damage if you're keeping the way clear for it. You can do some work. With Twin Barrel, it means its initial attack trigger does 2 damage. So maybe that's something. I don't know if I think it should be making the cut in a Skycrag deck. I mean, this is 12 2-drops, but it's here, and I'm really interested to see it. I have personally haven't tried it at all in Constructed, so I can't comment too much on it.
Yeah, I am excited to see how this does, considering I need a very good fast deck to climb back up ladder. Since I haven't been able to play as much, I'm still schlupping it in the diamonds. And it turns out when you're not streaming multiple times a week, a little bit harder to get that time in to get up to masters.
I think the other card to highlight here is the Groundbreaker. It's just it's a hard card to cast. But even when it's not coming out with double damage, it's going to prevent Moebius from gaining life unless he kills or silences it. And a big part of Moebius's game plan, I think, in coming back against aggro decks is gaining life off these Piercing Griefs and giving Hero of the People life steal. And if those aren't gaining him life, that could be a pretty big factor in his odds of winning or losing here.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I mean, the 3/6 body is just going to be pretty big in general.
Oh yeah.
But it does look like they have started both players just playing out a couple power on their first turn. Nobody's committed anything to the board. We are going to see Moebius make the first play here, getting in with that Piercing Grief. We're going to see a 6-point life swing, and then that old revenge trigger.
Yep. Ooh, and Paradox here, drawing a Diplomatic Seal, which would allow him to get a second Primal Source, but it means he wouldn't be able to play a charging 3/2 this turn. But it does give him that second Primal Source. Although I don't think his deck needs a second Primal Source except to give the Yeti Overwhelm.
Yeah, but since Champion of Fury is Fury is is in the hand, I think it's worth going ahead and getting that second primal, and you're able to get out your Rakano Outlaw this way, which is going to at least let you get that Warcry trigger. So I think definitely worth it to play it in this order, because now you have a 4/2 haster, right? Yeah,
I think you wanted to play the 2/2 quick draw there anyways, just because the charge next turn is fine. You have control of this board. In the meantime, Moebius has one of each faction. Just needs double justice and a little more power to start doing some things, though. That Rise to the Challenge and Harsh Rule, certainly nice cards to have, but not if you can't cast them. And Paradox is going to curve out here and put Moebius under a ton of pressure. I don't think it's a stretch to just say Moebius lost at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a stretch at all. I'm also kind of curious your opinion on that Slay, right? That Slay coming down on the Champion versus the Outlaw. I don't know if you so in this matchup, do you value getting rid of the immediate damage on the board, or do you value getting rid of that Warcry?
It's about getting rid of the damage. The Warcry, you'll deal with whatever's getting Warcry event. You hope that you're more concerned about the immediate damage. But in the meantime, I don't think Moebius has a draw here that does anything. This Piercing Grief is not going to gain him any life. Well, now I take that back. You can annihilate the Groundbreaker and gain life all this Piercing Grief. So there you go. Piercing Grief Destiny into Annihilate is going to let Moebius at least hold on here for a little bit. But I guess the Obliterate and Paradox's hand is going to shut that up.
Yeah, and now everything's got Flying and or Haste on the top of Paradox's deck. So still looking pretty rough for Moebius.
Yeah, Vadia's coming down as a 6/5 Flying Quick Draw Aegis.
That's nothing. I deal with those things in my sleep most of the time.
Yeah, you can pop the Aegis with Protect and then die, and yeah, Moebius is like, yeah, that thing I could do. Let's just scoop this up.
Yeah, like if a Justice had been drawn there, pop the Aegis with Protect and then silence it with, and so at least you can chump block it there. But yeah, that's just going to be difficult, I think, no matter what.
So we didn't see any snow chucking Yetis or twin barrel things going on there, but the Skycrag deck still curved out while the 3-faction Hero of the People deck did not and took the game. So now we move to side. Oh, so what do you think? Let's see. For Paradox, where do you think he'll be bringing in or out? Like extra Soulfire Drakes? It looks to be what he's looking at. Maybe a Bad News, which is lurking in the deck. Oh, never mind. Looks like we might have lost Mark there. All right.
Oh,
he's back.
Not entirely sorry about that. Not entirely sure what just happened there. But I was just asking. So, like, how do you feel about not having Torch in the main deck for Moebius?
No Torch in the main deck for Moebius. I think that's a reasonable thing. If you're expecting a ton of just big time mid range stuff, Torch doesn't always have great targets. Like especially against Combre, that's a deck I've taken Torch out versus a lot. And a lot of versions of Praxis, like Torch isn't a particularly useful card. So it's a bold move, but if you just think you only have so many slots for removal and Slay, Vanquish, and Annihilate are all more important than Torch, that's what you do. So clearly Torch is coming in here to help with the aggro matchup, but yeah, I think it's a reasonable call.
Right, fair enough. And we did see we did see the players making a few of their sideboard choices. Getting into this next game now, who do you feel's got the upper hand?
I feel like Paradox has the upper hand because he took game one, and more importantly, I can see in this game, Paradox is going first again. So those are some rather big factors. And look at that beautiful curve. Whereas Moebius, like you said, his only real his comeback cards are Harsh Rule and Life Steal off Piercing Grief. It's just, and they've got to hit all the right faction combinations. This deck is asking a lot. I think it's doing some really powerful things against other mid-range decks. I just don't know if it's prepared for this kind of curve out aggro deck.
Yeah, I agree completely. And with this Oni run, oh wow, Vadius coming off the top. Yeah, this is it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, this is especially with all of the power in Moebius's hand currently being depleted. They're just going to be looking to find Torches ASAP, try and stay alive and stabilize off this Harsh Rule. And even once that happens, Paradox has all these lurking charge units between both Soulfire Drake and Sansari Brigand and Champion of Fury. Like, even once you Harsh Rule, you might be facing 8 to 10 charge damage the very next turn. And in the meantime, Moebius is already down to 14.
Yeah, I think that Seek power, though, definitely helped a lot. That's going to allow him to actually make his power, non-depleted power drops the rest of the turn, the rest of his turns. And if he can somehow make it to turn 5, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I think he can do things. It's just
No Chucker with the double barrel swings for 6 here, taking Moebius down to 6. Moebius finds a Piercing Grief. So I imagine the quarry first happens, and we'll see what we get. Moebius is praying for a free Torch, and there it is.
All right. See, can't give up that faith just yet. All right, so there's that. We're not going to get any life, which is not great, but we're still not dead yet. And this, actually, I think you play out the Vadius no matter what, right? Thanks to the Aegis.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you play out Vadius here. And there's the Torch. So that Piercing Grief, crucially saving the 3 damage from the Torch going face. Had to torch the Piercing Grief to prevent the 3 life gain anyways. And Moebius can Harsh Rule here and will die due to the Torch. He doesn't know that. Plus the Vadius will stay in play. His other option is Hero of the People, pop Aegis on Vadius, hold up protect. That doesn't sound very good either, honestly.
Yeah, and that still doesn't. It still leaves him dead, right?
Yeah, basically. So I don't think there's any combination of plays Moebius can do here to stay alive unless Paradox.
Yeah, if Paradox didn't have the torch.
By Paradox pointing the torch at Hero of the People, that means Moebius can stay alive here.
Wow. That's a little sloppy from Paradox.
Yeah, I would guess, but at the same time, it's just because torch face is lethal, but at the same time, like they have protect for the torch to face as well, so it ultimately doesn't make a difference.
Okay, all right, I can get behind that. Oh wow, we're gonna see a Pop the Ages. Both players are in a top deck war. Oh man.
Yep, both players in a top deck war. Again, Paradox has a bunch of charge units, but it's notable that only on 4 power and only on double fire. But another Snow Chucker. All Snow Chucker needs to do is swing, and it's lethal. So a Destiny Piercing Greave might be what Moebius has to get here with Rise to the Challenge to gain 5.
Maybe he gets a torch off the top. Doesn't get a torch.
But
he's not dead. Cool. He's going to take 4. So he's going to go back down to 2. Fire Sigil for Paradox.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The Fire Sigil unlocks Soulfire Drake top decks now. And there's the torch from Moebius. So,
gosh.
So silence the Snow Chucker, hang out at 2 health, and probably hold up torch here. No reason to use it yet. And Paradox is finding power and has to decide if he wants to swing with the Chucker or not.
Are we going to see game 3?
It's possible if Moebius out top decks Paradox here. If Paradox keeps drawing power, and Moebius keeps ripping gas, it could happen. But again, Moebius is at 2. Gotta find some ways to get out of burn range really soon. And Piercing Greave is one of the key cards to doing that.
Not gonna lie, I thought this game was over a long time ago.
Yeah, Moebius, played to his outs, played the hero with the 2 protects up, and Paradox has drawn an Oni Ronin and Snow Chucker and power since that turn, and this is what mid-range versus or big mid-range versus aggro does. Aggro starts just having bad top decks here and isn't finding the charge units.
Oh, Destiny of charge units. Wow. All right, so yeah, Moebius gonna get back up to 8 life.
Yeah, does he
have a way to deal 8 damage?
Bad news. But I don't think Paradox will be warping in bad news here. For those that aren't aware of what bad news does, it lets you ready your units and attack again, so it can represent quite a bit of extra damage. Moebius finds a Dark Wisp, which, hey, it's chump blocker, that's something. And I imagine Paradox will just make Vadius absolute.
Yeah, and I have to imagine we're going to see the protect, block here, and then we'll see the protect end of turn to pop the Aegis, and then a Vanquish to come down on Moebius' turn.
Yep, but the key thing here is the Vadius didn't just buff it, right? He got it Steel Fang Chakram, but Moebius drawing, I believe, the 3rd torch. He's playing 3 torches total, and I think he's seen the other 2. That was his 3rd torch this game. So seeing the cards he needs in Piercing Greave and Torch, really clutch stuff from his deck.
Yeah, but to your point, with that Steel Fang, it's going to be literally any creature that Paradox plays now is effectively going to be lethal, if not, or close to lethal, if not actually lethal.
Yep. So Torch here will take out the Oni Ronin after the Chakram gets equipped. That timing does mean he allowed the Ronin to get a Warcry off, but he decided that 4 power, making them use that 4 power was more important there. Groundbreaker won't have double damage here, but it'll still be a 3/6 that prevents Moebius from gaining life, and Rampage off the top here.
Yeah, that's some overwhelm.
So crucially here, he gets a Rampage and then Bad News to have 2 overwhelm attacks instead of using Steel Fang Chakram, and that gets Paradox finally lethal.
Yeah, that was a game though. That was very much a game. Moebius doing everything that they could to get back into it. But Paradox, congratulations, taking it down. I would say quick and easy, but Moebius put up a little bit of a fight. That was good.
Yeah, that second game looked like it was in the bag, and then Moebius clawed his way back in with some clutch top decks, but eventually Paradox found a little bit left that he needed to take that match 2-0. So Paradox will be moving to the 1-0 bracket. Moebius into the 0-1, but still has a great shot at making 8 here.
All right.
And with that, I don't believe we have any backup matches going, so we will just see you in the next round.
Yes, everybody stay tuned. It's going to be good stuff. I guarantee it.
I'm not going to guarantee.
Optimism.
Oh, we do have
for.
a backup match? Okay, sorry about this, guys. Okay. So we do have a backup match coming shortly, it looks like. Bradykin versus kleath. So we'll take a short break here and get to that coverage in just a minute. All right, and we are back, and the action is flowing here. Bradykin is just silencing a Sandstorm Titan, trying to dominate the sky, and maybe realizing, oh, my opponent still has 3/3 flyers in play. But let's try and cap what matchup we're seeing here and what's going on, Mark.
Yeah. So all the owls are coming in. All right, Desert Marshal being played by Kleath. That's going to put somebody in the ground. All right, so that's not bad. It's going to be able to double block a little bit. I have to imagine. All right, and then double blocking with the 2 Valkyrie Enforcers. So 1 owl is going to get through, but Kleath is still going to be left with a blocker in the air. And yeah, then all right, we're going to see an Amber Acolyte. Looks like all the sigils are now out of Bradykin's deck. So that should, or at least the basic sigils.
So.
Yep. Should make his draws pretty good.
From what I understand, Bradykin is on a Chalice deck and sided out Chalices. That's what I was told. He sided out the Chalices.
Yeah. And there's a 10-10 Mocto floating around in Kleath's deck right now.
Oh, I guess from like a Seraph activation or something?
It would have to be, right? Because I don't see any Shadow, and I'm looking at the deck list. I'm not seeing anything.
There's Island's Choice taking out 4 owls. But Kleath has 4 more owls to show up here. And let's see. So Kleath is on just a Fire Time Justice mid-range deck. You've got your Harsh Rules, Iron Thorn, Heart of the Vault, Great Parliament. So Great Parliament's on both sides. Crucially, though, 0 stand together anywhere in Kleath's deck. So if Bradykin's thinking, oh, I'm too far behind on this board, I need to pull this Harsh Rule, not a whole lot that punishes that. He's playing 2 protects. Like, Kleath is playing 2 protects, but no stand togethers.
We are seeing a pause there though. Mm-hmm. So do you think that's giving away Torch or Protect out of Kleath? I'm guessing Torch since we didn't see a Protect fired off.
Yeah, probably Torch. I guess keeping Torch in post board makes some sense against the deck with Kothon at least. Typically,
that's a 10-10.
Yeah, there is the 10-10 Mocto. Bradykin does have the tools to answer it. Has a way to silence and then kill it with a deadly Scorpion Wasp. And Wisdom of the Elders will help him find more stuff. But as we saw Bradykin hover over his deck, 27 cards left. I imagine Kleath is also running a little low. And wow, all right, there is some gas. I guess this is what happens when you have no sigils left.
Yeah. So this Tempest is going to draw, or this Channel of the Tempest is going to draw him 3 more cards. Oh, into another. All right. So I was a little bit worried about silencing and then blocking with Wasp purely because you wouldn't be able to apply any pressure back. Bradykin wouldn't be able to apply any pressure back to Kleath. However, drawing 6 cards in a turn and then guaranteeing that you're going to be drawing 3 cards the next turn when you're at 17 power seems okay. You're probably still going to be able to apply enough pressure.
All right, so I think this is where Kleath will have a Protect, unless Kleath didn't bring in Protect. All right, so that is a Torch, which means he'll be able to torch this Scorpion. Unless I'm just totally wrong about what this fast spell is and I'm missing something.
Yeah,
there it is.
I was about to say, yeah, those pauses, it had to be Torch, right? Because I'm looking through the list. I'm not seeing anything else that it would have been.
So for those wondering why Bradykin didn't use Seek Power last turn, it's because last time we checked, he has no sigils left in the deck. So no reason to show the Seek Power. Just keep your opponent guessing. And,
those seats are looking mighty bad right now. Why would you ever play seats? That's what I would say. Given this situation, why even put them in your deck?
Bradykin is drawing plenty of cards and finds an Island's Choice to either kill Mocto or counter Harsh Rule, and is just going to go with good old fashioned 1-1 and 2-1 beatdown here.
Yeah, with Kleath though, I don't know if I'm attacking. So like that.
You're just going to go on the Deckham plan?
Almost, right? Mm-hmm. Because like I'm going to be able to put up a good amount of chump blockers, and like I know my opponent's probably playing. Oh well, all right. I don't know if I would have attacked. I would have tried to play around the Eileen's favor.
Yeah, we don't know what's in Kleath's hand though. He just might have more big dumb. That's kind of his deck. Post board, I imagine he's got the 3 extra Mystic Ascendants coming in and some number of like Shadowglass Mage. Like look at this sideboard of Kleath. It's Martial Ironthorn, Shadowglass Mage, Mystic Ascendant, Predatory Carnosaur, Vodacom. Like,
all right,
if you wanted to go big, you could have it.
Goes into Vodacom.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that worries me there, right, is we didn't see anything else being played.
Right.
After that attack happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Bradykin here can use Island Choice to counter a harsh rule. Again, we kind of came in this game halfway through. I'll call it halfway through. So we don't know what threats we've seen and haven't seen yet from both ends. Like how many Great Parliaments does Bradykin have left? Does he have an 8 of the Huru left? Did he bring that in? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like Bradykin's going through the opponent's void. There's some parts of the vaults, 1 Iron Thorn.
And I believe Bradykin's already played the 8 of the Huru because I'm pretty sure it's in his void right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but this Kolthon is going to be not bad. Casual 6 damage in the air.
Yeah, 2-turn clock in the air. There was a pause there from kleath. Could be a torch, could be a protect. Find out. But yeah, Bradykin also asking, like, what threats does my opponent have left? There's 30 cards left in kleath's deck, which I think Bradykin, I lost track, but he's got to be below 20.
Yeah, I mean, we're still on a probably pretty close to a 2-turn clock, right?
There it is.
All right.
Well, that tells us how many Great Parliaments at least are left in Bradykin's deck.
Yeah, that's I would have liked just swinging out completely, right?
Yeah. But now Bradykin's going to just drop both Parliaments, get to hold up Island's choice here, and kleath is basically going to have a double harsh rule or something like that. And actually, Bradykin's deciding to play around that.
Which I agree. Like, even because if he's got 2 harsh rules here, then you get super blown out if you play both Great Parliaments, and if you have
there it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the single Great Parliament, that was already enough to be lethal.
Right. So. Yeah. So good play there by Bradykin to play around that, not get too greedy and do the double Parliament. And now kleath needs an answer to this as well. It doesn't look like it.
Looks like some friendly banter going on between the players.
Yeah. Nothing personal. Just a job. Says Jack. So there we go. I believe Bradykin was already up a game in that matchup, so he'll take it 2-0 there. But at least we got to see a lot of owls. I know the audience will like that.
Everybody likes owls. You go a little hoo-hoo. Little hoo-hoo. Don't know where I'm going with that, but I'll leave it out there.
I can respect that. Okay, but for real, we don't have any more backup matches. We saw a lot of sweet owls. And we'll be back with round 2 coverage in just a moment.